So this year I've gone on 2 super bougie vacations. The first one was to Aspen, all right? And the thing that really struck me about Aspen wasn't the money that these people had, which was crazy. It was how they expressed it stylistically speaking. Aspen was very new money, a lot of brand names, a lot of logos. It was all about flash. It was all about letting people know, hey, I've got a lot of money because I'm wearing expensive clothing. But this past weekend, my wife and I went to a resort called The Cloister on Sea Island, which is right next to St. Simon's Island. It's a small island on the coast of Georgia, and it is crazy in terms of expensive. The Cloister is one of the most beautiful resorts I've ever seen, all right? George W. Bush had the G8 summit there, right? Bill Gates actually rented out the entire Cloister to have a birthday party for his best friend, Warren Buffett. I'm talking big bucks. The resort was spectacular, but what really caught my attention was the way that these people actually expressed themselves stylistically. Instead of the big flash and the bold like logos, it was much more understated, more refined, more old money. The old money aesthetic is less about the flash and more about the understated elegance, all right? Because they honestly don't have to show off or brag because they've always had money, all right? And so today, guys, what I want to actually do is actually go over my list of some staple items that you should incorporate into your style and wardrobe to dress old money. So the first thing I noticed about these guys is their hair, honestly. There's an old money hair style aesthetic, right? I didn't see literally like one skin fade the whole time I was there. It's a lot more natural looking. It's a lot more like preppy, old school styles. The combovers, the slickbacks, the side parts, these styles are a lot more prevalent when it comes to old money, all right? Letting your hair go, a little bit more natural, a little bit longer, the bro flow, also old money aesthetic. Number 2 is accessories, all right? Accessories are one of the things that really struck me as very different from Aspen versus someplace like Sea Island or the Cloister, right? First up is sunglasses, all right? The old money sunglass aesthetic is a more classic style. It's not as flashy, it's not as flamboyant. Something like a Clubmaster, an Aviator, or a Wayfarer is gonna be ideal, all right? Next up is the watch. The luxury classic timepiece, something like a Rolex Submariner or a vintage Rolex, this is premium, but it's also a little bit more understated. It's not super flashy, all right? And that's a big difference between like a place like Aspen versus like where I went, right? In Aspen, everybody's wearing like Richard Mille watches, things that are all like blinged out and decked out. Not in old money world, right? It's more understated, it's more elegant. A lot of times the watches are actually heirlooms passed down from generation to generation. So next up, we're gonna go over some style items that I feel every guy should have and is definitely quintessentially old money, all right? First up is the button-down white Oxford, all right? Whether or not it's a short sleeve or a long sleeve that you roll up, the white Oxford, in my opinion, is a men's style must-have. Not only does it look amazing when paired with shorts or even a swimsuit, you can also rock it with chinos, you can tuck it in if you're going out to dinner, which is something else I just need to mention. All of the restaurants at this resort required a collared shirt. One required a collared shirt and a jacket. Which brings me to the second old money style essential that you need, and that is a polo shirt. If there was one shirt that really exemplifies old money style, it would be the polo. It's a clean, classic look, it's crisp, it's professional, but it's also a little bit more like understated and refined, all right? This weekend literally looked like a Collars & Co. photo shoot because every single dude there was rocking like a beautiful Collars & Co. polo, right? Different colors, different collars, different fabrics, all right? This was the one that I actually rocked to dinner on Friday night, right? This is actually a new one that they came out with. It's a peaked cotton, which I absolutely love, right? It's a premium cotton though, so it feels buttery soft. It's amazing. This was the outfit that I wore out to dinner on Friday night, but honestly, it's like perfect outfit, right? For going out to dinner or just going out on like an afternoon if you're going to like a little bit of like a cocktail party, right? Because the lightweight chinos, old money essential, brown loafers, perfect. And then, like I said, this polo, right? Guys, here's the deal. If you have not checked out Collars & Co., I want you to hit that special link down below. It's a discount link. If you go through there, you're going to get a deal, all right? Collars & Co. has changed the game, not only for polos, but basically for all clothing. If there was an aesthetic that I would say Collars & Co. has, it's really an old money aesthetic, right? It's very classic styles, amazing fabrics, incredible fit. The first time I heard about Collars & Co. was literally when I was watching watching Shark Tank. All right, and I was blown away because this dude finally solved the problem of polos, because trying to dress up like a casual polo, it just doesn't work. Instead, he basically made the fabric super sexy, super soft, super premium, and then the collars were like dress shirt collars, and you had 4 to pick from. Mark Cuban literally invested like $1 million into Collars & Co. on Shark Tank. He knew that they were solving a problem that was out there. Guys, if you have not checked out Collars & Co., I want you to hit that link down below. They've got more than just badass, perfect polos. They've got pants, they've got sweaters, they've got button-ups, they've got jackets, they've got sport coats, which is actually what I wore to dinner on Saturday night, right? I wore the Collars & Co. navy sport coat, all right? This sport coat is perfect. It's amazing. It also has a built-in, right, pocket square. You can tuck it down. Me, I rocked it out because of the rest of my outfit, right? I went with basically like an all-white outfit. I went with off-white pants, the white Collars & Co. polo shirt with the button-down collar, and then this amazing Collars & Co. jacket and the brown loafers. This jacket is amazing. It's perfect for traveling, throwing in your bag. Because of the fabric, it's super stretchy and it doesn't really get wrinkled. It is amazing. It's also super lightweight. All right, but this outfit is a great example of the color palette when it comes to old money aesthetic, right? Very light, very bright. Now, typically you're gonna see a lot of whites, a lot of creams, a lot of tans, a lot of khakis, but you will also see color, but it's the paler shades, the pale yellows, the pinks, all right, also the lighter blues, not the big, bold, bright colors, the lighter, softer, more subdued, refined colors. Guys, real quick, I'm gonna link down below to Collars & Co. If you haven't been there, go check them out. Literally, it is like an old money aesthetic playground when it comes to the aesthetic. The fabric is amazing, the fit is flawless, and the quality is next level. All right, if you go through my special link, you're also gonna get a discount. What I'd recommend, if you're looking for a polo, the Collars & Co. polo is perfect. You can dress it up, you can also dress it down, but they also have a lot more options that they recently dropped that you guys are gonna love, including some silk cotton blends that are absolutely sexy as hell. Guys, hit the link down below. Collars & Co. is killing it, and you are gonna be killing it old money style. So next up, let's talk about the old money aesthetic suit. All right, so here's the deal. Suits are a big deal when it comes to old money because a lot of times they're going out to formal events or they're doing things that they need to get dressed up on. Or even if they're going out casually and chilling to a nice dinner, right, they might want to throw on a nice lightweight, more casual suit, all right? What you're going to notice is the tailoring is going to be flawless. The fabric is also going to be a little bit more interesting. Notice the pattern of this fabric. This is called a Glen plaid design. When you're far away, it just looks like an interesting tan suit, but when you get up to it, that's when the magic actually happens. Now for me, I love a Glen plaid design. I also like pinstripes and chalk stripes. Now the one thing I want to mention, one of the things you're going to notice when it comes to old money suiting is that it's going to drape on the body a lot better than like a cheap suit. And that's one of the things. Old money is all about the quality of the fabric. It's all about making sure that the thread count is high enough. When you're wearing a cheap suit, right, you can typically tell because the fabric doesn't move well. It also doesn't lay well or nicely on your body. It doesn't drape properly. All right, when you walk, it kind of crinkles or it bunches, right? When you're wearing something that's a little bit higher end when it comes to thread count or the fabric, it's going to drape on your body better. It's going to basically almost become like part of you. When you wear the suit, it just feels more comfortable. It looks luxurious and high end, and it's also just more premium. Next up, let's talk about old money aesthetic pants. All right, so here's the deal. Chinos, all day, every day. Khaki, tan, light blue, light pink. Lighter fabrics are amazing. Or nice suit pants that are actually a little bit more tailored. All right, the beautiful thing about the old money aesthetic is that it's supposed to look casual, like you really don't care. Loafers. I saw a lot of loafers this weekend. Loafers are an amazing option when it comes to old money aesthetic. All right, these actually have a little tassel. They're suede, and that's something else. I saw a lot of suede. All right, whether or not it was something a little dressier or even more casual shoes or sneakers. All right, this one has a nice belt, which is something else I just want to mention. The belts that I saw this weekend were thinner. They're not as thick as like regular belts. The old money aesthetic has a thinner belt aesthetic. Here are 3 other old money belt examples that I just like to show you, right? The braided belt, I saw a ton of them, right? I also saw a lot of like golf belts, but that's because there was a golf course nearby. All right, but this, right? Alligator, also super synonymous with old money. And this is another small, thin, subtle belt, but it still has a more refined and elegant look. And sneakers, I saw a lot of leather minimal sneakers, right? The gum sole is something that I personally love because I feel like it has a more classic look, but all white also is amazing. I also saw some other fun, playful colors. I saw some suede sneakers. I saw some blue sneakers, all right? It's all about adding a little bit of personality without going too far over the top with like Jordans. Because I was at a resort that had pools and a beach, all right, we got to talk about bathing suits because that was something else that was a little bit different than when I go to like the beaches in Florida, all right? The bathing suits were short. They also typically had some type of pattern on them, right? A little bit more fun, a little bit more playful, as opposed to something that's all solid or a little bit more like bro-y, like in terms of like longer like board shorts. I saw 0 board shorts. And that's my list. That is my list of some old money style essentials. Now, the truth is that I went when it's warm out. If I were to go somewhere that was more old money in the winter, I would see sweaters and cashmere and things of that nature and peacoats and all sorts of sexy jackets, but I didn't. Maybe this winter, I'll have to. Guys, if I missed something, what is something in your opinion that is an old money style essential that every guy needs in his wardrobe? Down below, let me know.